Israeli ground forces are pushing deeper into the south of Gaza this Monday, 3 days after the truce with Hamas collapsed. The Israeli army has also resumed its large-scale bombing campaign with heavy strikes on the second biggest city of Khan Yunis. Palestinian civilians say they have nowhere safe to go, and international concern is growing over the mounting death toll. Well, to tell us a bit more, Angela Diffley, our foreign editor, is with me here in the studio. And Angela, first of all, do we know what the Israeli army is currently doing in the south of Gaza?
Yes, they are in the south of Gaza. As you say, it's important to note that Israel's next move is dictated really by three factors: how progress is going on the ground, the possibility of getting hostages out, and that the ceasefire ended because Hamas were either unable or unwilling to deliver further hostages. And the third factor is really pressure from the United States. The United States gives $3.8 billion in aid every year in defense aid to Israel. That's about 20% of its budget. So it has considerable leverage over Israel, and has stressed that southern Gaza, where now we have 1.8 million displaced people, those people, of course, told by the Israelis to leave the north when the north was the biggest area of conflict. We now have 1.8 million Gazans on top of the population of Gazans that were already there. It is extremely crowded, and there is a real worry that Israel's action now in southern Gaza could impact very seriously on civilians. They are around Khan Yunis, which is the second biggest city in Gaza. That is because they think that Yahya Sinwar, who is the person they think is the mastermind of this Hamas attack, which triggered this entire war on October the 7th, they think he is under Khan Yunis. They have already killed a senior commander this morning, they say, in that area. And so their action now is centered on Khan Yunis. The hospital there says, a spokesman said, it is already overwhelmed with casualties. We'll talk a bit about the measures Israel is taking to try to limit civilian casualties. Apart from what it is doing in the south, operations in the north are continuing, although there are very few civilians left there, we are told. And they are still, the IDF, trying to pursue their aims of crushing Hamas, getting their hostages back, and finding these tunnels.
OK, so over 2 million people trapped in Gaza, Angela. Is the Israeli army making an effort to avoid civilian casualties?
It has dropped leaflets in Arabic warning people which areas are likely to be the centre of attacks. It said, it posted today that it had advised on social media 20 areas that Gazans should leave in the south for their own safety because they were likely to be struck, those areas. It has an interactive map, but the problem with that is that there isn't always internet in Gaza, as it is a war zone. So the UN is worried that people won't be able to access those maps of where to go to be safe. The UN says there is nowhere safe in southern Gaza. It's possible further down the line that Israel might choose to open the Kerem Shalom crossing, which is down near Egypt. It's on the border between Israel and Gaza, in order for humanitarian aid to get in through there. At the moment, it's having to go via Egypt, which delays everything. It is also possible that Gazans might force the barrier into Egypt. Egypt has, of course, refused to take Gazans. It says that it doesn't want to be part of what it says might be an Israeli operation to clear the Palestinian people from Gaza. It won't participate in that. It should be noticed, it is not in the interests of Israel to have a high number of civilian casualties. It is not in their interest for their public image, indeed for their own people who are a feisty democracy, as we saw before October the 7th. It is not in Israel's interest to have a high number of casualties. We will see if that is achievable.